Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to Harry's Highlights. On this video, we're going to talk about the book, The 1 Minute Manager. Now, what I love about this book is it's all about understanding how to be an effective, tailored leader. See, a lot of people can be a manager with a title. It's much harder to be a true leader, an effective leader with tailored leadership. Understand that everyone needs a different form of leadership and to lead them and manage them in the right way. So one of the first things I want to talk about is understanding the importance of goals. It's a foundation for a lot of things. But with goals, you have to understand that it's something important to have goals and have them written down. It's very, very important, even more important, to reread them. Because you need to treat goals as an indicator, as a reason for you to basically check and reference where you're at. So you need to make sure that your behavior is matching your goals and moving you towards the things you want to achieve and the success you want to have. So you have goals set as like micro checkpoints or micro achievements. And as each goal that you achieve, you see that is your behavior changing and molding into the person you want to be able to achieve your goals. Because for you to achieve your major goals, normally you need to become more. Because you know what they say, in order to have more, you need to become more. You need to grow more. And your goals are indicators of you that your behavior is changing and setting you're on the right path. That they are checkpoints, that they're indicators, that they're basically a checklist of things that you're ticking off to help you understand that you are moving in the right direction. So it's so important to keep rereading your goals and keep checking your behavior, because as all of us happen at different times, we fall off the bandwagon. Like when you first learned to ride a bike, you weren't perfect at it. You took the training wheels off, and even then you kept falling off until you got to a point where you started to get good. And then even then, there's still times if you don't do it for a long time, you might fall off again. So it's the same thing with those goals. You need to reread them and double check, is your behavior still maintained? Is it still congruent? Is it still in line with the person you need to become to be able to achieve massive success? Second thing I want to talk about there is understanding when it comes to managing people and tailoring leadership effectively, you need to incorporate praising. Now, people have their opinions on it, but the truth is praising is important for everybody, just at different degrees. Especially people in the beginning, you need to understand how to praise them effectively and not in a way where it becomes expected and coddling and a point where they are incapable of doing anything without praise. That would be set in the wrong standard. Effective praising is all about understanding how to be specific, not broad, specific about what they did right, encouraging, and using touch to build trust. See, something like a handshake, a pat on the shoulder, something to let them know that, like, at the end of the day, we're not enemies, we're on the same side. This is trust between us two and me mentoring you. Being encouraging to let them know that, like, everyone falls off the band, everyone falls off the bike sometimes, everyone falls off the horse sometimes. It's about getting back on it. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. But most importantly, it's about being specific. It's not about just, praise for the sake of praise. That is how you produce ineffective team members, people that cannot do anything without recognition. Effective praise is about letting them know when they've done something different or new, taken initiative, consistently done the right thing, letting them know that, hey, look, you are appreciated and I recognise your efforts, and that they are encouraged and you want them to keep going with that one. It's not about doing it to the point where they're crippled without praise. And it will change on different parts of the journey. So people that have been there for longer, have been more advanced, they don't need as much praise. People in the beginning need to understand when they're building their criteria, their criteria sheet of what's right and what's wrong on a deeper level. They need to understand what specifically is right and what specifically is wrong. And that's where that specific praising comes in, to be effective and tailoring. But tailor that praising to different people. Some people are positively motivated and some people are negatively motivated. But both require some degree of praising, but that's the point. It's different degrees. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about there is about understanding reprimand. Again, there's a lot of people who have different opinions on it, but reprimanding is extremely important. You need to be, again, specific. It's not a stress-relieving exercise for you. It's not about you treating them as an emotional punching bag. It's about you giving specific feedback on what they went wrong on, what they need to fix, or what they need to improve on. It's not a chance for you to just blow your top off and release all this stress and frustration. You need to separate them from their performance. Too many people see their self-worth as attached to their performance. If they can't do something, they're worthless, which is absolutely not true. You need to remind them that your opinion of them is rock solid. You see them as this person that hasn't changed. Their behavior, on the other hand, is something that does need to change. but that's separate to your opinion of them. They've made a mistake, they've made an error, something has gone wrong. It doesn't mean they as a person are wrong. It's understanding that when it's finished, it's finished. You're there for the reprimand finishes, then you can go back to having a normal conversation. There should be no bad blood, no bad air, no tension whatsoever. They should feel like almost appreciative of the reprimand because you're investing in them to become better. You're not there to put them down, belittle them, or be condescending. It's about helping them recognize, here's where you went wrong, here is why it's wrong, and here's what you're going to do to become better at it. But reminding them at the same time that, but I still think you're a great person. I still think you're a valued team member. I still think that, you didn't do this on purpose. You didn't do this to be sabotaging. You didn't do this to be antagonistic or destructive. You made a mistake. And I'm here investing in you as a team, working on it's you, me versus the problem, not you versus me. And when they have that feeling of encouragement, they're then open to the criticism and going like, great, what can I do better? How can I be better? Not a feeling where they need to prove their worthwhility to you. They need to prove why they are still a good person, or they need to prove what they did wrong isn't that bad. They don't minimize it. They accept it. They go, yep, I completely did the wrong thing. That was the wrong way to handle things, and I'm committed to being better. Because they still know, separate to their performance, you still think of them as a good person. They don't try to defend your perception of them. They don't try to defend anything at all. Because it's not you versus them, it's you and them versus the problem. So they wouldn't argue with their team member, they'd work with their team member to beat the problem. And that understanding in reprimand, effective reprimand, is the reason why you have effective, leaders and managers that just have a title. The managers just have a title, look at things as like, I'm stressed, I'm under pressure, this person's made a mistake, I'm going to express all of my anger, frustration, and negativity towards that person so I feel better. That self-serving attitude is the reason why teams fall apart, it's the reason why people dislike their managers, and it's the reason why people never reach their full potential. The reason why people achieve massive success is because of effective, tailored leadership and leaders that are not acting out of what's in their best interest, but in their people's best interest. They're looking at things like reprimand is essential, but it's constructive. It's not destructive. And that difference in understanding is the reason why you'll have these amazing teams that'll outperform everybody hands down every time, and you have these other teams that you couldn't keep together if you paid them. And literally, that is what's happening. You're paying them, and they still don't want to be together. So understanding that at the end of the day, productivity is both quality and quantity. People who feel good about themselves produce good results. People that feel bad about themselves, feel unwanted, feel like they're unworthy, won't. But when you have a high expectation for them, people want to meet it. When you have a culture, a relationship with your team, with your people, that when they're around you, they feel better, they want to perform more. That relationship, that experience for them is so powerful that they will take such initiative to not only produce quantity, but quality. They won't just show up, they'll perform. And that is the difference between an effective, tailored leader and a manager who's just there to do their job. That's the difference between a team who will individually self-manage, who will individually try to help one another without even the manager, or without even the leader there, because they care about each other and they feel protected as a group. They don't feel like they're constantly under threat. So understanding that everyone has the potential to be a winner. Some are just disguised as losers. And some of that has happened because of poor leaders in their life, whether it be in their home life, whether it be in previous jobs, previous organizations, previous groups, friend groups and circles. They've had so much dirt shoveled onto them that they can no longer see themselves as the true potential that they have. Their character is so clouded now that they don't understand what is right and wrong anymore. So they look and act like a loser. They've lost their potential because they no longer see it. And it takes an effective leader to look at them, help them realize it, and help them achieve that potential. At least put them on the right path to achieving that potential. So understanding that you need to look at everyone with the potential to be a winner and understand that some of them are disguised as a loser. So to quickly summarize everything I spoke about here, I was talking about the effective, tailored leadership. Not broad leadership, not a manager with a title, but effective, tailored leadership. And part of that was about understanding the importance of goals. You need to reread your goals to understand and check, is your behavior matching the goals that you wanted to achieve? Is your behavior making sure that you're on the right track, helping you to become the person you need to achieve massive success? Understanding the importance of praising and the degrees that it's needed for different people. Understanding you need to be specific, encouraging, and maintaining trust through touch. Understanding the importance of reprimand and that it is extremely important, but treating it in a constructive way, not a destructive way. It's not about self-serving. It's about providing more for that person. It's about investing in that person, helping them to become better. And understanding that at the end, separate them from their performance. And understand that when the reprimand is finished, it's finished. There should be no bad blood. There should be no tension. That person should feel excited to go back to work, excited to have another go. And understand that productivity is both quality and quantity. You need both to be productive, truly productive. It's not about a show-up attitude. It's about an attitude, I want to give more today than what I did yesterday. And understand that everyone is a potential winner. Some are unfortunately disguised as losers. And it takes an effective, tailored leadership and an effective, tailored leader to be able to recognize that and lead their team. So that was everything from me. So now we'll be making a lot more of these videos for this training series, to help you with your personal development goals. But that's all for now. So until next time, leave a comment below on what you like the most, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the next episode of Harry's Highlights.